What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a interview I saw with this guy, Willie Cauley Stein. Right? Um, I, I think, I think Willie Cauley Stein. I think he went to Kentucky or even Kansas. I think it was Kentucky though, and he had a really good career. College career, a standout basketball player in college, and so when he went to the NBA, you know, he was highly touted, drafted, went very high, and people thought he was going to have a lot of success, right? And so n- when you get, when these players they go from college to the NBA, they suddenly realize that it's 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 a business, right? And politics also too plays into how much success, like business decisions and politics play into how much success you're going to be able to have when you get to that NBA level, right? It's not always about talent. Like you have to be favorite, you have to be somebody who's chosen, and that's what most players when they get to the NBA, that's what most players find out that it's not just about talent. You think that if you like if you had a gone to the Sixers when Allen Iverson was there, you'd be like, well, all I got to do is outplay Allen Iverson, and I could take his spot. And it don't work like that. Because these teams have so much invested in these players, and it's political. Not to say that Allen Iverson wasn't that dude, but if you're not somebody who's chosen, then you have to accept your role in the league. And so just get in where you fit in, basically, right? And so when I saw this interview with with Willie Cauley Stein, this just reminded me that the NBA and probably all professional sports are, they businesses, and a lot of what is and it's political with inside these teams and in these organizations, right? So with that being said, man, I'm gonna play this interview and let you hear what Willie Cauley Stein had to say about his time, in the NBA. Let me see what this play.
By the time like my last year there, I mean, bro, I'm playing the best basketball I've ever played in my life. Averaging like 13 points, 8 rebounds, blocks, steal. I mean, bro, I'm all over the place, right? And like I'm locked in more than I've ever been locked in on. And then like there would be games where I'm in the fourth quarter and I got like 17 points and 6, 7 rebounds, and they not playing you the fourth quarter. And I'm looking behind at my family. I'm looking down the bench at like my position coach. What the are we doing? This is my contract year, and we're not playing me in the fourth quarter.
That's the hardest part that people don't really understand.
Yeah, they're either gonna like put all in, and we're gonna let you like run it up and see this is your market, or are we gonna deter your market?
We gonna fuck your market up.
I think I definitely got my market up. The whole time they telling me, like if you're a double guy, bro, you're gonna make 80 mil. We're gonna give you 80 mil, but then not play me the fourth quarter where I can't get the double.
And they know.
Yeah, and see when you think about that, right? That's what happens in most cases. You're not going to if you're not the chosen one on these teams. I just heard a somebody just said, I think he said, I don't know who said it, but they said like there are only like 15 guys in the NBA who have the green light. And meaning like the green light is like you can shoot at will, shoot when you want to shoot, right? And because I can understand why a team wouldn't give like, you the green light, but most, it's just so much talent in the NBA. These guys, most of these guys were superstar. They were stars in high school, then they went on to be stars in college. So the talent is there, but you just can't give everybody the green light. You got to have some people, do different things on the team in order for your team to be successful. So when you look at it from that standpoint, I can understand, right? But and so if you look at it like that, it's hard for a young player to get, all right, I'm not going to be able to shoot the ball 20 times a game, because the team is not going to allow me that. So whatever opportunities the team give you, some players realize that whatever opportunities they get, they're gonna have to maximize those opportunities and make themselves stand out with whatever the team gives you. Some teams just want you to play defense, or some teams may want you to they may want you to shoot a mid-range jumper or want you to play in a low post. I remember what was the guy named Anthony Davis when he was with the Lakers. They wanted him to focus more so playing in the low post, right? Now, he is a superstar, so he had a little bit more leverage. Whereas though he didn't want to go down there and play in the post because he didn't like the bang. Another guy who don't like to play in the post is Karl Anthony Towns, right? So and they were so good that they had a little bit more leverage than what most basketball players will have in the league. So, but most of the time, man, if a team tell you, all right, we don't need you to shoot, we need you to focus on defense, play defense. But in high school and college, you was a superstar. You was putting up all those numbers, and it's just when you get to that league, man, you got to get in where you fit in. Everybody wants to be, score 25, 30 points a game, but they don't. It's not like that. They don't allow you to do that. You got to get in where you fit in. And so guys like Willie Cauley Stein, when it's they wind up being disappointed because you grew up, especially the guys who were superstars all throughout their lives, like standout basketball players, because they used to doing their own thing, but now it's an adjustment. You know, you can't, like unless you're somebody who they see you can carry a team, they're not going to give you the green light, and they're not going to put you in a position where as though they're going to pay you all this money when you're not that dude, for their team. You're not the guy who you can like put the team on their back. You probably be good enough to put yourself in a position to get that money, but they want you to do more. They want to be able to, they're going to give you a big contract like that. They want to be able to, they want you to be able to carry the team, basically. They don't want to play you like a superstar and you playing like a role player. You know what I mean? So, and that right there is a lot of times what, these athletes can't get used to. So let me see, play it back.
I'm like my last year there. I mean, bro, I'm playing the best basketball I've ever played in my life. Averaging like 13 points, 8 rebounds, blocks, steal. I mean, bro, I'm all over the place, right? And like I'm locked in more than I've ever been locked.
See what he said right there. He said he averaging 13 points, right? Think about all right, that and that was like just imagine, like I said, he was highly recruited. And he said that like he was locked in, he was scoring 13 points a game. You can't, they don't want to pay you a max contract and you somebody who had a good year scoring 13, like that was your best year, 13 points a game. Now if you was doing like if he had been doing like about 20 points or 25 points a game, then they okay, we're not going to stand in the way of him getting his money. But he's talking about 13 points a game. That's a big difference. And then can the team, like, can you carry the team? Not with 13 points, you're not gonna be able to carry the team.
Locked in on. And then like there would be games where I'm in the fourth quarter and I got like 17 points and 6, 7 rebounds, and they not playing you the fourth quarter. And I'm looking behind at my family. I'm looking down the bench at like my position coach. What the?
And so he don't get it. Like I said, you averaging 13 points a game. So what's the use of allowing him to stat pad so you can pay him more? But he don't see it like that. All right, let him get his stats up. But like professional basketball don't work like that. We're not gonna allow you to pad your stats just so we can pay you more, and then we don't advance in the playoffs. You might have your double-double, you got your stats, but 13 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, mm, 13 points and what 10 rebounds, that don't really it don't put a dent in like being able to put you in a position to to go deep in the playoffs with 13 points. So and it's hard for some of these young players to figure that out. So that's my take on it. A lot of times most guys don't realize that, it's a business. And I think as they get older, because he feel like he was slighted. Whereas though the team might feel like, why should I allow him to get a double-double and I have to pay him like he's a franchise ball player when 10 points a game or 13 points a game and 10 rebounds don't really do the team no good. So they didn't allow him to get his numbers. And as a player, he don't see it like that. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.